Good afternoon and welcome to Islip Town Hall. I am Town of Islip Supervisor Angie Carpenter, and I'm so thrilled today to be joined with Councilman Jim O'Connor, who is the chair of our Disability Advisory Board. And today we have an extra special treat, a wonderful, wonderful example of what our future lies ahead. And that is Isabella Costello, who is a student at Bayshore High School and was the winner of an essay contest sponsored by the Friedlander Family Foundation. And Isabella is going to share her words with us today. Isabella is one of 17. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have Councilman O'Connor come up, introduce Isabella, and tell us a little bit about her wonderful story.
Thank you, Angie. As Angie mentioned, I'm the chair of the Islip's Disability Advisory Board, and I view it as part of my mission as the chair to look for really great stories in the town of Islip, and we have a lot of them. We shared one with you recently about a young lady from Brentwood named Samantha Barbera, who was fighting and advocating on behalf of her autistic brother. Well, I was reading in Newsday back in August about these award winners, these 4 award winners from all over Long Island called the Upstander Award, about those young people who are fighting for social justice, and it did my heart good, and I was very proud to see that one of them was our own Islip resident, Miss Costello. Bella, I heard her dad refer to her as. Isabella is one of 17, and her brother Matthew has Moebius syndrome. He's also a student at Bayshore High School, and she wrote this wonderful essay advocating on behalf of her brother Matthew. Her dad Tom is here with us today. She has 16 brothers and sisters, and she's going to share with us her story, and we're really happy to share it with you, the members of our Islip community. Go ahead,
Isabella.
My name is Isabella Costello. I wrote a story, and it's called A Brother and Inspiration to All.
A little closer to the microphone so they can hear you.
My name is Isabella Costello. I am a junior at the Bayshore High School. When I was only a newborn, my birth parents made the extremely difficult decision to put me up for adoption. Soon after that, I was adopted by an amazing family, the Costellos. They were all ecstatic to meet me and welcome me into their family. My parents have 3 biological typical children and have adopted 14 children with special needs, including mental, emotional, and physical disabilities. I was born with bilateral hearing loss, which means I am deaf in both ears. I utilize hearing aids and assist in my ability to hear expressive language and noise. I was also born with a very rare heart defect, transposition of the great arteries. I had an open heart surgery at 2 days old and another at 7 days old. I still see a cardiologist for checkups, but no longer take cardiac medications at this time. As an infant, through the first 2 years of my life, I was tube fed but with feeding therapy, I eat all foods now. Although my assorted physical differences are a daily struggle, I continue to strive to be the best person possible. Through my adversities, I have learned to overcome anything that may interfere with my success. I have also learned to push for success in others' lives. I have a younger brother, Matthew, who is in 8th grade. Matthew was born with a rare neurological syndrome called Moebius syndrome. Moebius syndrome is a disability that is the absence of the 6th and 7th cranial nerves, which control our facial muscles. Additional symptoms of the syndrome may include clubbed feet, deformed fingers and/or hands, speech impairment, and developmental delays, and learning disabilities. Universally, people with Moebius syndrome cannot move their eyes bilaterally. The impacts multiple learning situations. Matthew wears prosthetic feet and also has a few partial fingers. But with intensive therapy, he has learned to do most anything that he desires. Some people with Moebius syndrome are tube fed and/or require a tracheotomy. Matthew is deaf in one ear and has immense amount of trouble using his expressive language due to the loss of his ability to utilize his facial muscles. He also had brain surgery 2 years ago to control his seizures. Although he has multiple and physical intellectual challenges that inhabit his daily life, these challenges have helped shape him into the sweet and caring boy he is today. Moebius syndrome has a day dedicated to sharing their awareness and promoting the ability of those with the syndrome rather than his disability. The color that represents Matthew's syndrome is purple. Each year on January 24th, people around the world wear purple in order to express their awareness and support of those with Moebius syndrome. This worldwide day inspired me to raise awareness for my brother in my own school and hometown. In just a couple of weeks, I put together a slideshow with all of the imperative information and facts about his syndrome. I presented this slideshow to multiple groups I'm involved with, including the high school band, choir, wind ensemble, and orchestra. I spoke in front of at least 400 people that day. Throughout the week, I gave speeches to the entire faculty, staff, and junior class in order to involve each of them in my project during this speech. I asked each of those present to wear purple to support and raise awareness for Moebius syndrome. Following this meeting, I met with my principal, Mr. Pashkin. I presented this idea of making an announcement over the loudspeaker in order to inform as many of my peers as possible, in addition to handing out informational flyers about Moebius syndrome. Throughout my efforts, the staff and students in the Bayshore High School wore purple to support my brother and others with Moebius syndrome. I was thrilled to see that my peers who promised they would help raise awareness followed through and spread the word to as many people as they knew. They texted in group chats, told their teammates, posted on social media, and informed others in the school about this awareness day. I was truly surprised when my band teacher brought purple awareness bracelets in case my peers did not have any purple to wear. Additionally, I handed out pencils that my mom made online. They have Matthew's name on them along with the name of his syndrome. Pictures of the band, choir, and the faculty members were taken and posted on the Bayshore High School's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts, and the Bayshore School's monthly newsletter. My principal went even further to show his support and appreciation by sending a letter home with each student to inform families and members of the Bayshore community of this awareness day that I put together myself. Producing this awareness day made me feel like an upstander because it allowed me to introduce a plethora of people to Moebius syndrome. This allowed me to help my little brother and other children and adults who have Moebius syndrome. Throughout this process, I've helped promote awareness and inclusion of those with Moebius syndrome. To my surprise, many people were unaware of what this syndrome is and the effects it has on the people who have it. I feel proud that I had the courage to speak in front of my school in order to stand up for my brother. I continue to live and strive to do whatever I can for anyone who cannot be heard and or get what they need and or want. I will continue to strive to be this person throughout my entire life and stand up and make great decisions, not only for myself but for others as well. One of the reasons why I wanted to raise awareness was because Matthew will be joining me and my sister at the Bayshore High School in September 2020. I wanted everyone to know why he looks different. What Matthew looks like has so little to do what an amazing, awesome person he is. Now that most people in my school know what Moebius syndrome is and that Matthew suffers from it, I hope he will get the respect and love from other children and adults in the school that he deserves. When I graduate high school, I will continue to be an upstander by becoming a special ed teacher or a teacher of the hearing impaired. My parents and family inspired me to be a teacher and change people's lives. Throughout my lifetime, I will always try to help others who may have a hard time advocating for themselves, continuing to be an upstander.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Well, I think everyone who just heard Isabella can't help but be inspired and amazed by her tenacity, her passion, her willingness to go above and beyond, to put yourself out there and try to raise awareness. And today, this exercise, this film that we're making will be broadcast on our Islip TV channel, and many, many people will see it. And I am sure that what you've seen here and heard here today will make a difference in many, many lives. So, Isabella, thank you so much. And on behalf of myself and Councilman O'Connor and the rest of the members of the town board, we'd like to present you with this certificate of recognition in recognition for all of your accomplishments at your very, very young age. Keep doing what you're doing. You're